with Onos.
Hi there, you're welcome to Real Deal with Onos. Today's episode is super unique and it will inspire you. My name is Onos Ariyo and this is Real Deal.
Real testimonies, real encounters, real experiences. Real Deal with Onos.
My guest today creates magic with his hands. He's super talented and gifted. If you've seen these movies, King of Boys, Wedding Party 1 and 2, Tinsel, Chief Daddy, the jewelries in those movies was done and created by none other than the amazing Gbenga Artsmith. See, I personally call him the jewelry god. See, fear no let me wear jewelry, wrong jewelry. when Benga is there, you arrange yourself because he has looked at your accessories. If you're well accessorized. So great to have you here, Benga.
Good to be here too.
Amazing. Hi, we made it. We are finally blue, real deal. When you have Benga on your set. Okay, Benga, take us on the journey. Why jewelry?
I never chose jewelry at all. If I was to choose, I would have been an actor, a journalist, so many other things,
What did
but
you
not
study in
jewelry.
school?
I studied philosophy.
Hey!
Of course, to fulfill all righteousness. I knew I was going to
See,
use
wait,
the
he said-
certificate.
Said to be alright.
I'm from Ekiti, fountain of knowledge. So there's no telling your parents you're not going to earn a first degree. I mean, I'm even lucky that I escaped not going for master's, PhD, and all of that. So I never chose jewelry. I won't go the usual route of saying jewelry chose me. God chose me for it.
Hey!
So jewelry is more than just
Can you see me
a
singing
craft.
Hey!
It's more than just a craft for me. It's more than just a business, because when I look at my journey, I see that it's more of a ministry. A pastor used to call me an apostle in the marketplace, so I see that with my business I've set standards, standards of how you don't need to cheat your way to success. You don't need to cut corners. You don't need to do things the ungodly way. You can be godly, whether Christian, whether Muslim, wherever you are. You can follow moral standards and excel. You don't need to sleep with anyone. You don't need to even use what they call it, connections in quotes. Do you understand? Of course, good network is important, but when you begin to follow dishonest processes to be connected to somebody just because of what you want from the person, it's not right. So I did never choose jewelry.
Guys, for someone who is just joining, grab your pen. Grab your writing pad because Benga is dropping it hot today. So jewelry, before I call you jewelry now, Benga, I just wanted to just take us like on a journey. How did it all start for you? Did you have all the funds? How was it like the early stage before you got to this Benga that has appeared on CNN, doing movies? How did it all start for you?
Well, like we usually say, that if it's God's will, He provides the bill. So funds was never the issue. I remember when I wanted to do this, I experimented with it 15 years ago in 2011. We're in church then, they had a career fair. So, many of us were still trying to figure out what we wanted to do with our lives. So I experimented with it because every other thing had done it. As I said, I've always been artistic and I've tried. There are so many other things I could have been. So, the options were textile designing, music and all. But I said, okay, I've not tried jewelry before. Let me try jewelry. I did that. But it was 13 years ago when I was taking admission into the university. I just started. I said, what am I going to do with myself? I looked at so many things I could do, but none just seemed appealing. I have a sister who is a fashion designer, so that was the era when Bejeweled and Kyle was involved. Lisa Folawi or so. I said, okay, why not go learn needlework, bead embroidery, so you can complement. I and my sister are super close. I mean, if it was God's, we would have become the BB and CC Winers of Nigeria. We always sing it together.
So BB and CC Winers steps. It's okay.
We've been connected beyond, just blood ties. So I looked at her. I was always helping out with things. So I approached a church member then and said, "Oh, she makes jewelry. She was an art maker, milliner, and all that." So I said, "I would love to learn needlework from you. Do you do?" He said, "She can teach me. It's something she can figure out." So I went there. I was learning it. It just wasn't flowing. There was no connection. So I said, "Okay, I can't just sit down at home doing nothing. I really want to learn something with my hands. I didn't want to learn anything too technical. So I tried my hands at even millinery. It didn't work out. So one day at the workshop, I saw her daughter teaching some students, and then I got interested. She was teaching them jewelry making. I got interested. I said, "Would you like to learn me?" I joke a lot. So it was one of those things. They didn't take me seriously. So I said, "I'm serious. Teach me." So I learned it, and the amazing things I did on the first day, they're like, "No, you are made for this. You finally found your rhythm." Do you understand? And it continued. So I remember when I went home and then I showed my sister the piece. She couldn't believe it. She immediately wore it to work the next day, and everyone that paid her a compliment, she was proud to tell them that, "Oh, my brother made it." And that's how the business started, because people started asking, "Oh, can your brother make this for me?" So from one customer to two, before I knew it, I was servicing the whole branch. So if you look at my journey, I never chose these things. God chose me for those things. I didn't choose to make it a business. I didn't choose to make it a career. It just happened.
And you're really passionate.
And I just followed God's will. Like I tell some people, I'm an NFA. No future ambition. I don't care about what tomorrow brings. Do you understand? When I tell people I don't plan, I try to put it into proper perspective. I follow God's will. So it's always God's will first before my plan.
Speak that word.
It's always God's will first before my plan. So it's a case of, I have my desires, which is normal. God expects you to have desires, but you should align with God's will. So my desire is that, I want to have 5 million. I want to make 5 million naira by next month. Why do I want to make 5 million naira? That is important to God. He wants to know why you want to. Okay, to finance Kingdom Project, I want to have an internship program where I can train so number of people, vocational training and all that. If he says it's a good plan, he's going to endorse it, and that endorsement becomes his will. So afterwards, you begin to plan, how do I make that happen? Do you understand? I want to make 5 million. Of course, I'm already doing the business right now. I need to do something, maybe a promo, to attract people
to the business.
Create a collection. Maybe work with influencers, maybe do this, work with stylists or something. Do you understand? Style it in different ways so people can relate with it. They can see how to accessorize with those jewelry pieces. These are plans. So I don't go about saying, this is my 5-year projection. I want to have 5 billion. I mean, none of us can boast of how 2020 is going to end. Many of us had projections for 2020 without seeing the pandemic coming. So, I mean, this year has just proven to us that God's will must always come first before your plan, because God's will make accommodation for the pandemic. Let's say you were planning last year. God knew that a pandemic was coming, so his will would have aligned with what was going to happen, because he sees the future right from the beginning. So you realize that at the end of the day, your plan around God's will is perfect. You'll be able to maneuver the whole complications of 2020, bankruptcy, and what have you. So it's very important you follow God's will first.
Amazing. Hey, I told you guys, hope you came with your pen and your pencil and your paper. Amazing. So how has it been? How's the journey been so far for you? No, you're a big celebrity. Because I know there's an entrepreneur, young entrepreneur who is watching this, and a lot you're gonna say today will inspire that person. So I really wanted to give them real stuff. You're saying real stuff, like real stuff.
Yeah.
So I was gonna chip this in later, but I'll talk about the challenges and competition. How was that?
Okay, I will speak generally. Most entrepreneurs say the challenge is funding. I mean, I won't talk about staffing, because those are some of the other problems, with customer service problems and all. But not everybody can relate with that, because many entrepreneurs don't have a structure in their business yet. They don't have people working on them. So let me just speak of the one that affects all of us, funding. And I'll give the example of what happened last year. Last year, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I usually have an awareness campaign every year, because I'm also a social entrepreneur. So last year came, I was in a very messy place last year. Very, very messy place. I was depressed. I considered suicide. So many things. I had to go for therapy and all of that. So, October came and then I received the word from God that you're going to have a breast cancer awareness campaign. I was like, are you kidding me? Breast cancer awareness campaign. Now, waiting concern me at this point. How to make ends meet, how to get out of this mess is what I'm looking for. You are telling me basically, where do I get the money from? Who do I want to approach at this time? They don't do budget since January. So which serious company would I approach and say, oh, I want you to fund a breast cancer awareness campaign? Say, you're just going to do it. And Holy Spirit doesn't struggle with you. It won't struggle. It will just let you be. Do you understand that when you come to your senses, when your brain resets, you'll do what I want? So
when your brain resets,
it happened. And then I decided to count the cost. Oh, what's it going to cost me and all? I didn't have the funds at the time, funny enough, but he knew he was going to provide it for me. He was going to provide the social capital, human capital, and even the funds. So I said, what do I need? I figured out, I have to create a collection. I have to do an advocacy shoot. I need to partner with media houses and all. So I remember the first person I spoke with was Mrs. Boson Adewale. I won't mention whose wife she is. If I mention her husband's name, everybody knows her. So I approached her and then I spoke to her. Somehow we connected, and then I shared the vision with her. The next thing that I was going to, I said, okay, so what do you want? I said, I want to feature spotlight breast cancer survivors and then advocates. So the advocates, like celebrity advocates, the thing with the pop culture, people pay attention to whatever a celebrity is involved in. Do you understand? People won't listen to you if they don't know you, if they can't identify with what you do. So I needed to not just feature this breast cancer survivors in my campaign. I did one like that it didn't fly, and her story was very compelling. She survived stage 4 breast cancer. That's no mean feat. So it didn't do so well, and I knew that okay, I had to do it differently this time around. And I spoke with her. I said, I'd like to have you on board and all. She said, oh, okay, what do you want me to do? I said, I really don't know what you want me to what you would like to do for me. So cut long story short, that night she called me and said, Benga, God is mighty. God is my. I said, what happened? He said, do you know, I just spoke to T.Y. Bello about it casually. He said, oh, Benga, I've wanted to do something for him, blah, 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 blah. Please, and tell him to call me. And then I just buzzed that. I said, okay, I tried calling her. She wasn't in the country at the time. So I sent her a WhatsApp message. Oh, Benga. She called me instantly. And then we spoke. And okay, what do you want me to do? I said, if you can be one of the celebrity advocates. And I'm in New York at the moment. What else can I do? She promised to endorse it. So the next person I spoke with was Miss Tundo Abiola. And then before I knew it, that was, in fact, this is the most amazing part. Let me get to the Gbenga part of the story. Gbenga! She asked me every one of them was asking me what I wanted. I was like, why are you asking me? What it's an honor having you on board already. Yeah. And then I said, okay, I have an information kit, I have a proposal and all. I said, send it to me. She started reaching out to bank MDs. Wow. Do you understand that? This is my bro, you have to do something for him and all. So she got bad news, sorry, it's too late. I wish you came earlier and all. The next thing, she called the editor of This Day Style, and it's just funny. Just follow God's will. The woman said, that guy is a blessing in disguise. Tell him to call me immediately. Auntie Ruth Osime, that's the person I'm talking about. Tell him to call me. Tell him to call me. That, do you know that just this night I was going to strike out a special breast cancer edition. They usually have a breast cancer edition every year for This Day Style. And I was going to strike it out because it wasn't flying, and exactly what she wanted to do was what I was doing. She knew, of course. She said because it's a glamour magazine. They sell with the face of a known person. So they can't she had a breast cancer survivor, but she said, I can't put an unknown person on the cover. It's not going to sell. People are not going to pay attention. So when she heard that, I had gotten Miss Nigeria 1979, Miss Ellen Prestajayi, fashion designer Larry Da Silva, Lala Akindoju, and all of them on board. So that was enough for her. She said, tell me, okay, then I had reached out to Auntie Mo. Unfortunately, Auntie Mo was in London, but she said, okay, let me not rush. I'll come to that side. That's another testimony. Check. So she called me and said, that's amazing. Do you know what? You're going to do a cover for This Day Style. You're going to do specially for us. You do your own campaign, but you do for us too. This I want the cover to be blah 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 blah. And I was getting scared that how much will it cost to? So someone called one day and then I asked, I said free. I said, this day style, see, I don't know if this is unethical or if this will be letting the cat out of the bag. To be on the cover of this day style, you're going to be spending 2-point-something million naira. And she gave it to me for free. Wow. Can you imagine? All because God's will aligned with what she wanted. It was a blessing for her. Yeah. Do you understand? They needed it, but they didn't get it. So I had it, and then they endorsed it. So I reached out to Auntie Mo, blah, blah, blah. Auntie Mo was supposed to be one of the celebrity advocates. I said, Benga, you need me to do this for you, blah, blah, blah. But I'm in London. I will get back. So she returned to the country. That was when she was still working on Ebony Life Place, new resort. And said, I'm tired, I'm drained. Said, I don't look good. I don't want to mess up your campaign. She joked. And what else can I do for you? I said, hey, all these people, what else? You know, it was like they're giving me blank check, anything you want. I'm sure if I had asked one of them for 10 million, probably they would have given me, who knows.
But you as a modest good guy.
I don't want to be greedy. I said, Auntie, we have a campaign video and an advocacy video. I don't know if you can feature it for us on Ebony Life. And then I was saying it with so much fear, like with this minor thing. So because I had you for what I can do for you, your mouth. I said, oh, no problem. How long is it going to run for? I said, well, it's supposed to run for a month, blah, 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 blah. I was expecting her to say, no, we can only show it 1 or 2 times, which would have been okay for us. Yeah. Guess what she said? Immediately she said, Benga, send me your email address. She linked me up with the content producer, said, Mr. Asuko, Benga has a campaign video, is going to send it to you, that make sure it runs at least, how many times per day? 4 times per day at prime times for a whole month. I did my research and I didn't get the exact figure, but people said, so in total she gave me 160 slots for free. I did my findings and they said each slot will not cost anything less than 150,000. Do the maths. For free. God's will. I was considering my pocket. I can't afford it. And then eventually, of course, I didn't get any financial sponsorship. But eventually, how the money came at the end of the campaign, where I spent over 3 million. I don't know where it came. I said, wait till I sell. That's this money, but God just provided it. So you see, as a Christian, you shouldn't worry about little things. They are little things. Don't limit God. Don't underestimate God. Don't underestimate the power that is within you. You know, we see how the occults behave. They with so much confidence. You know, like no shaking. Oh, is that what you want? You watch movies now. You go to a babalawo. I want you to deal with that man. I want you to do this. They ask for the impossible. Yeah. And is that all? I'll do it for you. How much more the God that created that babalawo, the God that is mightier than that babalawo, mightier than the God that has to consult with to help the clients. So why do we belittle God in our minds and we magnify things above God? So right now, God's will. If it's God's will, if it says that today you're going, so let me finish the story. The CNN part.
The CNN part.
So
as if that was not enough. That's why you're doing like this. The CNN part.
As if that was not enough, then I approached so many other. Arise came on board, they endorsed it. TVC came on board, The Sun came on board. We had so many amazing media partners. So I received the mail from CNN, blah 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 blah.
Just like
that. See, the thing we're planning, if I was going to, I had my plans that, one day, of course, I really aspired to one day be featured on CNN. I watch CNN African Voices, and one day I would like to be there. But the one day was in the future, like 5 years time, 10 years time. I thought I had to do some gang things that, Beyonce should have won my jury by that time to catch the attention of CNN. There I was, the CNN sent me a mail. They want to do this. They want to feature me as a change maker. Blah 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 blah. Guess what? They asked, "Do you have any current campaign?" So guess what? If I did not obey, they will not have featured me. So I told them about breast cancer campaign. They were like, "Amazing! We love to cover it." And it's on that basis we are going to feature you as a change maker. So do you see?
That's why we need to be clapping where you are, right where you are. Just
clapping. You see, God, like it's just amazing. Yeah. As if that was not enough. So TNF, and they spent a lot of money. We recorded 4 times, and then a little birdie told me that even the cameraman for each shoot is paid nothing less than 150,000 naira. So 4 shoots, and how many of them? There are 4 in the team. So imagine in all the millions that they spent just interviewing me. We recorded in my Lekki studio, in my Keja studio, went to Makoko, went everywhere. This is amazing. I'm like, little me, what did I do to deserve this? As if that was not enough again. I'll be saying that a lot because it's just amazing. When you're sharing a testimony, it's amazing. You're lost for words. You can't really. A neighbor in the estate where I live, she heard about it and then she sent me a message, Benga, you didn't tell me about this, blah blah blah. I didn't know she works with BBC.
Oh wow.
Then she linked me up with somebody in BBC. Those ones who said, amazing. What was their challenge? Because of the stigmatization of breast cancer patients, they're doing something, they called it the cost of cancer treatment in Africa. So they needed to feature some breast cancer survivors from Nigeria, and they didn't get any because people were not willing to do it.
Yeah.
Those that they got that were willing to do it, they said, you have to cover our treatment, or you have to get consent from our family and all that. So I got breast cancer survivors who were happy to share their story, and then they came on board. That's how the BBC too endorsed it. So in 1 month, so many people. I said, when I look back at it, I said, how come? So what happened was that it took 3 weeks to do everything. I got Banks BM Pro. I mean, she's a foremost makeup. She's a pioneer in the makeup industry. She endorsed it. The makeup was free, photography free, videography free. I was like,
the mighty hand of God at work.
Everything happened within a week. So when I hear Christians talk about funny, I'm like, stop it. Stop it.
You heard Benga. Stop it.
It's not that shouldn't be your concern. You're not like children of the world. We are not on the same parallel. Leave them to worry about those things. They can worry about it, but you shouldn't worry about it because you're mightier than that. You have a source that is bigger than them. You're confident. Their confidence in their own human capacity. Your confidence is in God. Your sufficiency is from God. So why forget that and then worry about funding or staffing problem or no. Let's just stop there.
Amazing. We're gonna go on a quick break and we will be right back.
Real testimonies, real encounters, real experiences, real deal with Onos.
Welcome back to Real Deal with Onos. My guest Benga has been super. Benga can chat for Africa. Benga, I want you to talk about the challenges, competition in this your amazing business. Talk about how has it been? Have you been able to, sort of, strike a balance and find a way around it?
I think comparison is the killer of dreams. When you compare people, I don't compete, I collaborate. So this is the thing. Our differences
are you
are
writing?
Designed.
Are you seeing my hand? Guys, are you writing? I don't compete.
Our differences are designed to compensate for our weaknesses. And I'll explain that. I'll use the classic example of mine and myself and another colleague of mine that were super close. So I dare say I'm a better salesman than her. I'm a better marketer. She's conservative. I am too, but when it comes to marketing, I know how to sweet talk and then write in a way that you just feel like if I don't buy this jewelry, I'm missing out. But she, on the other hand, she's an aggressive learner. Let me put it that way. So I'm always updating myself with her. What's the new thing? She'll tell me the new thing that is out, or you need to learn this. So I learned a lot about quality assurance, these new techniques from her. So what happens is that we compensate each other's weaknesses. So we enhance each other's strengths that way. So if she needs to market a new product or do a photo shoot or something, she consults with me. If I need to learn something new or I'm having a challenge, I don't know, this rose gold is not plating well, I can speak with her. If I'm having a problem of, I don't know, this thing is oxidizing. Sorry, I'm using technical terms.
That's fine.
You know
your onions.
So I go to her, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to rhodium plate it like this, blah, 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 all of those things. So at the end of the day, we're better for it. So those who see the way she markets her product, they're like, this person is Gbenga, but she got it from me. Those who see how good my finishing is, they say, oh, Gbenga, I got it from her. So you can imagine if we're competitors, it can't work. Do you understand? So we're going to be an island and suffer there, but we're better together. So it's very important that you don't compete, collaborate. So it's not as if you share your trade secret with a person. Of course, wisdom is profitable to die, but be more of a collaborator with a person. You'll be thankful for it.
And I think that also applies to all businesses, really. Learn to collaborate. Okay, so Benga, you just said that we should not worry about money. I can hear someone right now saying, bro, money know how we go do. So I wanted to encourage someone who is listening to this, and financially it hasn't been easy, starting that business. I know you've talked about it, but just in your own words, speak to someone out there.
Two things. Don't envy or attack what you want to attract. I heard that recently and then it stuck with me. So don't go about saying, oh, wait, say, now runs girl, but you will never be as big as that person. Do you understand? Number two is seed sowing. You reap, you don't necessarily reap where you sow, but you definitely reap what you sow. So if you want something, I grew up as a child of a pastor, so I saw it. At the point, my father started getting scared of giving out things. It's very finicky man. For example, he doesn't wear polyester ties no matter how expensive it is. So many times it gives out those things. His shoes, there's a particular shoe brand he likes, there's a particular way he likes it. It gives out these things and it gets more in return. So from an early age, I learned a lot about giving. If you want something, sow into a fertile ground. And then I learned something from one of my mentors, Mrs. Jumoke. I didn't know what she said. Don't just sow a seed. You have to do it with the help of the Holy Spirit. Sow in a fertile ground. And don't just sow there. Speak over your seed. Water it. You're speaking the word over that seed is what will get it to increase. You're watering it. It's the watering, is the photosynthesis and all that will make it increase. So, don't just sow anyway, because some will say, oh, I've been sowing a blah blah, and then see, don't joke with that too. I don't joke with that too. I tried it. It was like an experiment, unknowingly experiment, doing that whole saga, and then some of our pastors have they no try. They're preaching it like tithing. You can do without it. You can decide to do it. It's a must. As a believer, it's a must. So that time I stopped tithing regularly. My life was tight. So I resumed tithing and everything changed. Miracles will just begin to happen that you cannot explain. It's beyond your ability, it's beyond your efforts. So those points, there are so many other points. So if you are not getting what you want, you are probably not doing the right thing. You're probably not doing the right thing. The secrets of the Lord are with those that fear him. So you need to find out, okay, God, what am I not doing right? What's the secret? What's the way? And he will show it to you.
Amazing. So, and for someone who wants to connect with Benga on social media, can you just sort of give us the handle, how they can reach you? I want to get a 9-piece earring, neck piece. How can we connect to Benga?
Okay, the online store is www.bengaartsmith.com. The Instagram page is bengaartsmith.com. Facebook too is Gbenga Artsmith.
Amazing. One thing that has stuck with me today is when God gives you a vision, a dream, run with it. That's one thing that, all Benga is trying to say. When he gives you a dream, he gives you a vision, run with it. Thank you so much, Benga, for
You're welcome.
being such I'm looking for the grammar. You've blessed me with your story today. I've been inspired. I don't know about you. If this has blessed you, I want you to hit the subscribe button on our channel. Is www.youtube.com/ONOSARIYO. God bless you. Stay focused.
Real testimonies, real encounters, real experiences, real deal with Onos.